Hey, how's it going? It's Rebecca again and welcome to my channel, The Lazy Bookworm. In this video I am doing my TBR for the month of June. And yes, I can't believe it's June already. This year has just literally flown by for me. I don't know about you guys, but this year has gone so quick. Okay, just before I show you what's on my TBR, I just want to add a little caveat that I'm a big user of our public library. So oftentimes I find books there that aren't on my TBR that look really interesting, and I sort of read them and stuff. So these are the books that I have on hand at the moment that I definitely want to read in June. But I may end up reading other books as well. So without further ado, let's get started. The first two books I want to talk about are actually books I've already started but I haven't finished yet. And the first is Selected Stories by Anton Chekhov. This is just a very slim Wordsworth Classics edition. Wordsworth is like the company that makes like these really good sort of paperback editions of classics. And the really good thing about Wordsworth is that they're cheap, like they're really cheap. So like they're cheaper than Penguin, for example. So, you know, if you're not sure whether you'd like a book or not, you can get it in the Wordsworth edition, and yeah, and you'll get a good price for it. And if it turns out that you don't like the book, you can sort of pass it along and you wouldn't have spent too much money. Anyway, but yes, so I want to finish off the Selected Stories of Anton Chekhov. Anton Chekhov Anton Chekhov was a Russian writer, I think working in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. And he is famous for his plays and his short stories. And this is just a selection of them. I've read the first couple, but I just need to finish the last last 10, I think. Yeah. So I am hoping to finish this off in the month of June. The second book I want to finish is Sketches by Boz by Charles Dickens. I am going to make a video about Charles Dickens, hopefully maybe next week or perhaps the week after. And so basically this was like his first real published book, but it's not a novel like this famous Oliver Twist or Great Expectations. It's actually essentially a series of short stories or sketches, and they're sort of kind of his observations of sort of London, you know, places that he knew in London. And yeah, so far it's really good, so I'm really looking forward to reading the rest of this. So yes, hopefully along with Chekhov's Selected Short Stories, hopefully I will finish Sketches by Boz by Charles Dickens. And now on to my books that I really want to read in June. And the first one is, you probably can't quite see it, but the picture of Dorian Gray. This is in the Penguin English Library edition. I know that Kelly reads a lot, and Revel Levers, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, have read this book and put up reviews, and I will link their videos down below. I read this actually years ago when I was in high school. I really liked it, but it was one of those ones I liked it, but I can't really remember that much of it. So I'm looking forward again to picking it up and reading it for a second time. And yeah. Second book I like to read is Lady Audley's Secret. I admit I did not really... I admit I had not heard of this book before I think tuned into Books and Things, a YouTube channel run by Katie. I think she talked about this book quite a lot. And also I watched a series by Lucy Worsley about sort of English murder and how sort of detective and murder mysteries became popular in English literature, and she mentioned this book. The book I hope to read in June. This book is a little bit more contemporary. The others I've shown you have been more sort of like classics, like in the sort of Victorian era. This book was published in 1940, so probably what you would consider a modern classic, and it is The Power and the Glory by Greene. I've never read anything by Greene before, so this will be my first Greene book. I picked this book up because this was recommended to me by a friend of mine who said that it was actually one of his favourite books. So yes, I don't know much about it except it I think talks a lot about the Catholic Church and the persecution of the clergy in Mexico. So that's really all I know, and it's literally from the back. So again, something I'm very interested to find out. So I'm very interested to find out what this book will be like. And second to last book is Rainer Maria Rilke's Letters to a Young Poet. I guess as a poetry lover, I maybe should have read this before, but I never have. It's a book that's literally been on my shelf for about 4 years now, and I just haven't had the chance to pick it up. It's a very thin volume. It's very slim. And yes, I was just inspired this month to pick it up and read it. I know it's a little bit of a favourite on the booktubes. I'm very much looking forward to reading Letters to a Young Poet. And last but certainly not least is Silas Marner by George Eliot, again in the Wordsworth Classic Edition. This is actually a reread, and this is actually probably one of my favourite novels. When I actually read it the first time years ago, I actually cried. It was like the first book that I think really made me feel real emotion, and so I thought this would be a good time to reread it again. And it's a slim volume. It's a short story. It's not like her ginormous Middlemarch or even Mill and the Floss. It is a wonderful book. I would highly recommend it, and I'm really looking forward to rereading it again. Those books are my TBR for the month of June. I can't believe it's June already. I can't believe it's the middle of the year. It's amazing to me. It seems as I get older, the years get shorter. But yes, so I'm hoping to read those books, and I will keep you updated on my progress. And so until next time, peace out.